Welcome everybody to another Gathering Update Zoom where we'll help you prepare for the 2025 LCMS Youth Gathering in New Orleans. We're going to be walking alongside you guys as you prepare your group to attend Endure in July. As a reminder, these Gathering Update Zooms are held the second Thursday of each month, and they're winding down actually.
We're counting down. We don't do a lot of countdowns, but this one we will.
So each Zoom will consist of 30 minutes of information from us, and then we'll stop the recording, take a quick little break, and then have 30 minutes of open office hours where you can ask us questions that are maybe not about the topic that we talked about that night. And if you have to miss any, don't worry, we're recording all of them and we upload them on the Youth Ministry Facebook group and our YouTube channel. If you want to share with your other adult leaders, or if you just have to miss one night. First, we want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your evening to help prepare for the gathering. We know that many of you are really busy during this Lenten season, especially as Holy Week and Easter are quickly approaching. So we know your time is really valuable, and we're just really grateful that you guys have chosen to spend some time with us tonight. If we haven't met yet, my name is Meredith Smith. I'm here with DCE Juliana Schultz. And our main topic tonight is we're going to go over some of those big reveals that we've been talking about on social media this week.
Well, fantastic. We're really excited to be sharing some really cool news with everybody.
Yes.
But before we do that, we're going to do the more boring part, which is your announcements and reminders of deadlines. I know you're all maybe a little tired of hearing this, but they're all really important. So the first one is going to be that Team Flex is closing here in just a couple of weeks. Closes on April 30th. If you don't know, Team Flex is one of our volunteer opportunities. It is, as the name would indicate, the most flexible of our volunteer opportunities. This is for anybody 18 or over who wants to serve with a more flexible schedule, right? So you're really wanting to serve at the gathering, but you can't be there for the whole event. This is a perfect opportunity for you. So you have those flexible opportunities, either the days before, the days of the gathering, or after. You can serve from 4 hours in a single day up to 8 hours, all 5 days. It's up to you and what you're able to do. And then any day, any one of those days where you serve at least 4 hours, you're going to be able to get a wristband that will give you access to the rest of the programming just for that day. So you'll get to be a part of that rest of the gathering and experience that as well. Team Flex volunteers pay no registration fee, but you are responsible for the cost of your own travel, meals, and housing. So if you have people who would like to join us and be Team Flex volunteers, make sure to get them that URL and make sure that they can get that application in before the 30th.
Yeah, I saw those people on Facebook trying to fill up their bus seats. So if you have extra bus seats, maybe talk to some people in your congregation that might want to serve.
And there's tons and tons of different ways that we use Team Flex. So many different opportunities for us to be able to utilize. We have such an amazing group of volunteers that make the gathering go, and Team Flex is one of those groups.
And we know that so many of your groups are participating in fundraisers this Lenten season. And as a reminder, if you want to participate in express registration at the gathering, you're going to need to pay your group's registration fees in full by May 1st. So make sure that date is marked on your calendars. We strongly encourage you to make those payments and get your payment in full, so you can just come to the gathering and go straight into registration, ready to go, not have to worry about checks or payments or anything like that. After May 1st, our office is not able to accept any other payments. By that time, we're starting to get ready. We're packing up your envelopes, your registration stuff, getting ready to go down to New Orleans. So that May 1st date is a pretty hard date that we have to follow. Like I said, participating in express registration is going to ensure that your on-site registration experience goes very smoothly, which is always a good way to start your gathering experience, if you ask me. But if your congregation does do some of that last-minute fundraising, that's okay. Full payment isn't required, but it does make your trip a little bit easier. So if you're not going to be paying in full, make sure that you're coming to the gathering with your full payment. Make sure the number is correct. Make sure you're packing that in your gathering stuff.
Yeah, we know fundraising is a really big part of what you guys have been doing in preparation for the gathering. We are incredibly grateful for all of the Lenten meals and Super Bowl subs. And I'm praying for all of you who are doing Easter breakfast in just a couple of weeks. I remember it well, and hopefully may your pancakes be fluffy and your bacon not burn, right, for your Easter breakfast as you guys prepare for that last bit of fundraising. So we're so excited that you can do that. But we also do want to remind you that registration does remain open. So if you have a young person who maybe early on in this school year said, hey, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I have X, Y, or Z. I have band camp, I have soccer camp, I have something going on. And suddenly that has changed or shifted and they are able to go. We would be so excited to see some more registrations come through. We saw some registrations come in last week. So we just want to remind you that there's still time to add people to your group. We know that there's lots of new information that's coming out. We're looking ahead. So we want to encourage you to continue to add them. You can add them in the Brevera system. You send your paperwork and your deposit and all that in just like you have been. But a couple of last minute things. So just like that deadline for your express registration is May 1st. The last day for new additions is going to be May 1st, right? So if you're adding a new spot into your group, you need to do that before May 1st. And then May 28th is going to be that last day for substitutions and cancellations. So it's the last day you have to maybe sub somebody out for somebody else, do some swaps, or if you have somebody who's leaving or who's not going to be able to come, to be able to cancel any of those spots that you have. We love substitutions.
Yeah,
we know
that
they encourage that over cancellations. For sure, we want you to have as many young people come as possible. And then gathering registration will close on May 29th. So as Meredith said, you have to have time to get all of your information ready, your wristbands ready, make sure all our numbers are right for all of our things. So be on the lookout for those deadlines as well.
One other reminder, I know you guys, a lot of our adult leaders have been working on those housing assignments and getting those housing deposits in either by check or credit card. We know that the deadline for check deposits for your housing has passed. It passed yesterday on the 9th, or you may have opted to pay by a credit card. So if you did not send a check in, our registrars are going to automatically switch your registration account to pay by credit card. So just be prepared now that you're going to be using that method to pay for your hotel deposit. And we want to remind you that your hotel property is going to reach out to the primary adult leader that you listed in your hotel registration form. But they're not going to reach out to the primary adult leader until after May 15th. Like we talked about last month, if they don't email you on the 16th, don't worry. Properties all have their own way of doing this, but just know that it's going to be after May 15th. And they're going to send an email to that email address that you provided. So keep an eye on your spam or junk files. I know we're in the youth ministry office. We're going to try and do our best to give you guys a heads up, maybe in that youth ministry Facebook group when we know that hotels are sending out that email or that communication, so you can be on the lookout for it. We talked a lot about housing in last month in March gathering update, and there's a step-by-step video on YouTube. So if you still have questions about that, I would encourage you to check that out or contact our gathering office, give us a call, shoot us an email, and our registrars will be happy to help you with that process.
Yeah, and if you have general questions about housing, we will be here for open office hours. You can certainly ask us those questions then, right? All right. One last announcement, I think we only have one more, right? We got some deadlines coming up. One more deadline for you to remember, and that order deadline for your LCEF prepaid Visa cards is going to be May 2nd, right? So you're going to order those by May 2nd, and then you're going to be able to pick those up on site at the gathering. There'll be a spot, it'll be super easy to find. You'll go and pick up all of those prepaid cards. Right. We love this partnership with LCEF. They do an amazing job. These prepaid cards can be used to purchase food, souvenirs, anything that people need at the gathering. It just makes it a little bit easier for you to manage everybody making sure that they get their breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes.
We love well-fed, well-hydrated young people as they're walking the many miles it takes to happen at the gathering. We want to make sure Ray is taking care of their and as a bonus, those who sign up to do those LCEF prepaid Visa cards are going to have the ability to purchase a $5 shirt to be shipped to your church before the gathering, which is really cool addition to that. So if you're looking for a matching shirts for each day, or hey, travel day, we want to make sure that first day or last day, we want to make sure that we're all looking the same, so I can spot you in the airport. This is a great opportunity for that. So we're really grateful to be able to use that, and it helps because we have several cashless venues. Most of our venues are cashless now. So making sure that everything but Cafe du Monde using your LCEF gift cards, and you can get those before May 2nd.
Yeah, those are a lot of great announcements, especially as we get under that 100 days until the gathering. I know we say no countdowns, but you can't pass up 100 days.
Yeah.
It's been a busy week in the gathering office. If you've been following us on social media, you know that we released some Bible study leaders and assignments, and even your mass events host. First off this week, you got to meet some really awesome Bible study leaders. So each of your groups is assigned to a specific Bible study based on your hotel property. So it's important to note that your group is required to attend their assigned Bible study. So you can't hop around to each different one. You can't switch the times. So as a reminder, if you're working through your schedule, Bible studies are going to be on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of the gathering. So if you haven't checked out the gathering website yet, there's 5 Bible study locations and times. All the Bible studies take place at the convention center. And we're going to go through all the times and locations and your leaders. So we're going to try and do this quickly because we have a lot of them.
Yeah. Reminder, if you don't catch it, you're like, wait, I didn't see my hotel. This is all going to be on the website.
It is
too,
on the
right?
website.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's see if we can do this quickly. We've got.
All right. Your first one is La Nouvelle at 10 a.m. We're not going to read through all of those hotels, but we'll talk a little bit so you can take a screenshot or find yours if you want. If you're at La Nouvelle at 10 a.m., you're going to be with Rahema and Jess. And let me tell you, they're a hoot. They are super exciting to be around, and they're going to bring some really good energy, especially for that early morning Bible study.
That's going to be amazing. Okay, so that's La Nouvelle at 10, right? Great Hall at 10 is going to be pastors Mark and Doug. Right, so Doug Rowland, Doug Bender, again, a great pair. Look at that plaid, nothing says. They're going to be fantastic.
Dad energy.
It's big dad energy. I love it. But they're energetic, and I think they'll have some amazing stories to be telling your group. Right. Okay. So then we have what's our next one here?
Yep. So then we're going to move La Nouvelle at 12 p.m. So if you're at any of those properties, if you're looking at this list and thinking, wow, there's only 3 hotels, that is because those are some of our biggest hotels.
So a lot of people in those hotels.
There's gonna be a lot of people in that room. And you guys are gonna be with DC Krista Young and Pastor Stephen. And I have heard some really exciting things about their Bible study that I might have to sneak in.
Yeah. No, they've got big plans. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a great pairing, amazing couple of people, right? So that's La Nouvelle at noon. All right, and then the Great Hall at noon, Pastor Dave McGinley and Michelle Bauman. We just have all of these stellar pairs. I would not be mad at getting any of these Bible study leaders.
That's great.
They're fantastic. Right, so that'll be at noon. While we're looking at this longer list, reminder that some of our Bible studies are at 10, some of them are at noon, but all of the sessions that happen at 10 and at noon are doubled, right? So if you're like, hey, I really wanted to go to that session, but it's overlapping with my Bible study, check it out at the alternate time that should be available to you, right? So even though sessions are happening at the same time as Bible studies, you will be able to get to those because they'll be doubled up.
Yeah, we always want you to prioritize your Bible study over sessions, the rec floor, or your on-site service.
You are gonna want to be there. All right, one more.
Our last one is going to be in meeting room 243/245 at 12 p.m. And you're going to be with Pastor Matt and Deaconess Sylvia. Again, that one is at 12 o'clock. And if you're looking at that list thinking there's only 3 hotels, again, that's still a lot of people.
Big hotels, lots of people there.
So we've uploaded, like we said, we uploaded all these assignments on the Gathering website, so you can find your Bible study time and your leaders. You can share that with your youth and adults, and get excited about connecting with those Bible study leaders. And you'll get to learn a little bit more about them as we lead up to the Gathering. So make sure you're following along on our social media to learn more about those Bible study leaders. And just another reminder, like Juliana said, we understand that those assigned Bible studies might overlap with some other Gathering programming, but we're hoping that you rest assured that all these sessions are going to be repeated throughout the Gathering, so you don't have to miss anything, and you'll have plenty of other times to check out all those topics and speakers that may be speaking during your Bible study time.
And we have gotten a chance to spend a lot of time with these Bible study leaders, just being in their meetings and hearing about them prepare for this event over the last almost year, more than that, right? They've been really diving into God's word, praying, and they are very excited to meet y'all. So as we get closer to the Gathering, and you learn more about their leaders, we'll be putting more out so to hear more from them. Hopefully, get your young people excited for the Bible study, because that is one of those key components we want your group to do every single day of the Gathering.
So you also got to meet a couple other people that we have. Oh, actually, I should remind them that there's 2 other Bible studies coming out soon.
We have 2 more Bible studies.
We've seen on Facebook that you guys have been participating in some of those pre-Gathering Bible studies. And just letting you know that in the upcoming month, you're going to be able to download 2 other Bible studies, which are geared more toward your traveling. So your Bible study on the way to the Gathering or on the way home from the Gathering. And those are going to be on the Gathering website with the other Bible study resources. So make sure you look for that in the upcoming months leading up to the Gathering.
Yeah. All right, so great peek. We see a sneak peek of some of that. So it's going to be so good. And now you're going to get to meet our Gathering hosts.
Yes.
Right? These are incredibly gifted leaders who are going to guide us each night, Saturday through Tuesday, during the mass events in the Superdome. That is, hold on, I gotta click and make sure I'm paying attention here. Pastor Brady and Shelly and Tanner will be helping participants take what they learned in the Bible studies, in sessions, what they saw on the thematic floor, and other places, and go even deeper into that theme of endure. And they've been planning to pack a lot into that 90 minutes of mass events each night. And so they are also really excited to maybe meet a slightly bigger group of participants. While we have announced our hosts, right, they won't be the only ones on stage every night. Mass events will feature different speakers and some other things. So you might have to wait a little longer for that. We will certainly be releasing those things soon. But we wanted you to meet our hosts because they are an amazing group of people who've been preparing, and praying for your young people, and planning for what those 90 minutes are going to look like in those mass events. We promise it'll all be worth the wait.
Always. Our primary adult leaders, if you selected to serve either offsite or onsite, you may have gotten some communication this week confirming that your group was selected for those onsite or offsite service opportunities during the days of the Gathering. If you haven't received any communication yet, don't worry. This was just the first wave of communication and acceptances that we sent out as new groups register. And there's a bit of planning and coordination, as you guys can imagine, that goes on behind the scenes to make sure that we place everybody and we have enough spaces for everybody. So just keep an eye on your email and online for some more notifications on that. For those of you who selected offsite service, if you selected offsite service and got selected, you should leave us a little message in the chat so we can see who's serving. Just know that there's going to be that $30 fee per person, which is going to include your transportation and your lunch for your group's day of service. And this is going to be paid online in the link that was sent to you. So just keep an eye on that. Make sure you're meeting all those deadlines. And it's also worth noting that the groups, you guys are really excited to get your acceptance to serve, and now you want to know where you're serving. You're not going to learn your specific service location until probably June. And with that, we'll make sure that you guys know if you need to bring, long pants or gloves or clothes. You probably need to bring closed-toed shoes regardless.
Bring closed-toed shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. So make sure, hold on, and we'll give you your assignment in June closer to the Gathering.
All right, so there is offsite service and there is on-site service learning. So communication was sent out to that first round of groups to accept that on-site service opportunities, if that was something that you selected. An on-site service will have the ability to kind of select their service area here coming up. So these are gonna be service projects that are gonna happen on that interactive floor, right, in the interactive center. And there are gonna be some amazing different kinds of opportunities with kind of a wide variety, doing a lot of different things. From some that are pretty low over to some that are like a lot of, will take a lot of time and energy, but we're excited already to share some of what's gonna happen planning during the days of the gathering. We're sharing with you because it requires maybe a little bit of extra participation. We've got some walk-up opportunities that are gonna be helpful to you. So you'll have some on-site service, but then we'll also have, anybody will be able to help anybody will be able to serve in those walk-up opportunities. So these are also going to be things where you're going to be able to walk up and do them briefly, kind of as a part of your time on the interactive floor. One of those is going to be your blood center donation drive, right? So any youth that are 17 and older are able to donate blood. 16-year-olds can donate, but they must have a signed parental consent form and weigh at least 130 pounds. So we wanted to tell you that ahead of time so that if you have that 16-year-old who wants to give blood, can get that consent letter signed before you even come. And that way you can make that plan, right? So there's a QR code there you can look at to link to learn more about that blood drive. And so we are always excited. I think, this is always a really easy way for us to help our community and make a really big impact. I remember the last few times we've had a blood drive, we've had a lot of blood donated. It's been packed full.
Yeah.
And we know how much that helps the people in our community.
And if you're already interested in donating blood, if you look in the chat, we have a link. You can already select your time for one of the 3 days that the convention center is open. It's also up on the gathering website under service opportunities under at the gathering. So if you have people in your group who are ready to sign up to donate, grab your spots early and you can already put that in your schedule. Another opportunity that we have is hair donation to help create wigs for children suffering with cancer. We know it might take a little while to grow your hair out. So we wanted to give you guys the basics so you can share that with your group if you've got anybody who is wanting to donate their hair, go back home with a fresh summer cut.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one.
We're going to partner with a local salon to help with this project. Participants looking to donate their hair must have a minimum of 12 inches to donate. To have the most impact on a child, 14 inches is preferred. There's a lot of rules with hair donation, so I'm going to read them quickly and then we're going to drop the link in the chat so you can share that. And again, this is on the gathering website under our service opportunities. These hair donations cannot be permed, color treated, or highlighted. Temporary coloring or highlights that wash out are acceptable for donations, but must be completely washed out before cutting. And they wanted to make sure that we tell you that gray hair is okay. So if you've got some older people in your group or traveling for the gathering, maybe some gray hair.
Already feeling gray because of the gathering. You can also donate your hair.
They wanted us to specifically mention that to people. So,
but
we'll drop the basics. If you want to share that with people in your group who are interested in doing that. I know I've gotten a couple of questions online about that. And so I'm happy to finally be able to pass that along to you guys.
Yeah, this is just the start of some of the amazing service opportunities. If you listen to the podcast we released just a couple weeks ago, I think, right? We talk a little bit about the service opportunities that we have where we're going to be caring for both local people and our RSOs and so many other cool opportunities we're going to have to be able to bless other people and to share the gospel as a part of our gathering experience. So we're looking forward to that and want to encourage you guys to encourage your youth to think about that and make sure they have some time for especially those walk-up opportunities that may be super easy, but making sure that they have a big impact on the people that we're going to interact with.
Especially if you did not get assigned or accepted to serve in an on-site or off-site, really do check out those walk-up opportunities because there's still an opportunity for your group to make an impact in big and small ways through those opportunities. So we do encourage you to look at that. So as we get to the end of our time, we want to give you guys some time to ask some questions about any of the stuff that we've talked tonight, or if you have questions about your hotels, we'll save that for our office hours. So we're gonna take some of your questions. I'm gonna drop the information for next month's Zoom, just so you guys can start registering for that. But we'll look at some of these questions. Is there a way to switch from offsite to onsite
Service?
They'll be put on a waiting list.
You're gonna be put on a waiting list. And then if you wanna find out about a walk-up opportunity, you're gonna do that on site at the gathering. If you go on the gathering website, we do have them listed out so you get an idea of what the projects are, but yeah, you'll find the info booth for those walk-up opportunities on site at the gathering.
Dinner, our food for large groups, that communication should be coming out to you really shortly. So be checking your email here in the next little bit to be able to get that information. We're moving that forward. We're trying to get food stuff to you as soon as we can.
Will there be a Concordia t-shirt included this year? Yes, each participant is going to get a t-shirt sponsored by Concordia University Chicago. So you'll be able to pick that up. Keep that in mind when you're thinking about registration and having to carry stuff. You will have t-shirts for your group too.
When will kids from audition for band find out? I believe May 1st was the day that we have that. So I know they're still working through we are so grateful for the number of auditions we got, both for the choir and the wind symphony. And I just asked Kara today, I was like, how were the auditions? She said they were all really amazing. It was a really difficult decision. So grateful for all of that, and they should be hearing back soon. Hold on, I'm looking at.
We'll ask the convention center about that.
Okay,
If
so.
those that are asking about the license plate number, we'll ask the convention center for the workaround.
Yeah, so thanks for that question, Kim. I don't know if you heard Mark, but we'll work on that.
Oh, here's a good one that people should hear. The medical forms, can they be digital for each participant?
We want you to have an actual signature on them, right? Not a digital signature, but like a physical signature. But once you have that, you can scan that, and that can be something that's that you can have digitally, or maybe all of your adults have digitally available on like a Google file or however you want to do that. As we know that that's hard, especially with a smaller, clear backpack, to physically have those forms. My suggestion is maybe you only have like one physical copy. I've also had people who like copy them, but copy them at half size so that you have them with you, but they don't have to be the full 8.5 by 11 for them to be visible.
We're running to the end of our time, so we might save some of these questions for open office hours. But that's all the time we really have for tonight for these topics of our reveals and giving you all these announcements and reminders. We are so thankful for your partnership as you prepare for the gathering and really invest in the lives of these young people and helping them get to New Orleans and have a fruitful time at the gathering. Don't forget, you can always connect with the gathering office online through the Youth Ministry Facebook group, or you can give us a call, look on the gathering website, send us an email. Let us know how we can help you guys in your planning process. We're gonna stop the recording. We're gonna stick around for some office hours and answer any of your other gathering questions. So please drop them in the chat and we will answer them after a short break. Otherwise, have a very blessed Holy Week and a very happy Easter, and we will talk to you guys next month.